What is up, hippies? My name is Mark Christopher, creator, owner, founder of Hippie Picks. I am a guitar pick maker. I started making guitar picks a while back, and now I sell them. That being said, there's a lot of people out there in the world today that actually make their own guitar picks, and they sell them, and they have a very successful business doing so. So this is a new video series I've created where I, Mark Christopher from Hippie Picks, will be interviewing guitar pick makers, finding out about their product, giving you information on where to find them, how to go about getting their product, and what is it that makes their picks so unique, so different than the normal 50-cent guitar center guitar pick. We all know those, we all have those, but now it's time to graduate on to something unique and something that makes your guitar playing better, higher quality, and that's handmade craftsmanship. This idea was brought about because I was watching a guy online on Instagram, and he and I started talking about how there needs to be information out there about that, about what they do and about how they do it. And we need to get that out there to you, the guitar, bass, the banjo, the mandolin, whatever instrument you play. If you use a guitar pick, you are going to definitely love this channel. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, continue to follow to see what we're doing. Each week I will be doing a new interview. We're coming here today from John Coleman's Classic Barbershop. They have decided to sponsor this series of shows. So I would like to say thank you to Classic Barbershop in Williamstown, Kentucky. If you ever find yourself in Williamstown, Kentucky, come get your hair cut here. We also sell Hippie Picks here as well. So without further ado, the first guy that I started talking to online when it came to making guitar picks was a guitar pick maker. His name is Chris. Now, Chris has a unique product and a unique branding. It's called Dragon Picks. So without further ado, here's my good friend, Chris. Chris, can you hear me? Hello. Chris.
Hey.
Hey, man. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Oh, not too much, man. Doing the first ever Hippie Pick interview with you.
All right. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, so I was just telling everybody that a while back, probably 2 or 3 months ago, I was on Instagram and I was following your page, which is Dragon Picks, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And you happen to be doing a live video. And I hopped on and I started bugging you with questions, just blowing up the thing. Hey man, question.
Right, yeah.
You were so kind, you were so courteous, you answered, right? And you and I were conversing back and forth. I would ask the questions and then you would audibly, answer them. And then there's a guy, his name is Lawrence, and actually he is going to be in an upcoming video. I'm going to be interviewing him in a couple weeks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so he's from Plumstone Guitar Picks.
Right, yeah, great company.
Yeah, and he said, so his comment on your live thing was, man, I wish I was making picks right now. And I thought, yeah, every guitar pick maker thinks the same thing when they're watching a video. So the three of us started conversing, and we decided, let's kind of do some interviews. Let's kind of do some live videos. This isn't live, this is pre-recorded, obviously. But let's do videos to kind of get to know who the pick makers are. So I've said your name. Your name is Chris, and your company is Dragon Picks. That's about all we know so far. So let me ask you a question. Chris, where are you from?
So I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, awesome. How long have you lived out there?
Man, I'm from Northwest Florida, and I think I moved out here 11 years ago, I think it was.
Okay.
So it's been a little while, yeah.
Northwest Florida. I used to live in Florida at one point in my life. I was probably like 14 years old. It was close to Destin. You never heard of that?
Fort Walton Beach, Florida. It's like right there, dude. Right there.
Dude.
Yeah.
Roommates. Not roommates, but like neighbors,
Neighbors. Yeah, I was just out there last week, man. I was just, right there at the beach. You know it. It is the best beach in the entire world, hands down.
So beautiful out there.
Yeah.
So you're from Florida. You live in Phoenix now. I'm assuming you play music, yes?
Yeah, I would say so. Been playing it since I was like, 12 years old or something.
Wow. So
it's been a while.
What got you into music?
So I was an only child, and yeah, I've always like tried to be creative. Like I always try to draw stuff, and I wasn't really good at drawing. I tried to sing. I wasn't really good at singing. I had a keyboard, and I didn't have a teacher, so I was like trying to learn things on my own. And somehow somebody had a guitar and let me borrow it, which really meant I just, had it in my possession for a while.
I know that game, yeah.
I mean, I don't know who lends a 12-year-old a guitar, but I took it. I started with drums first, and I started playing guitar. And
Hey,
just
let me ask you this, because I started with drums as well, but my mom decided since I wanted to be a drummer, she'd get me a guitar. Is that a thing where us guitarists are just drummers who never made it, who never got drums?
mine was a choice.
Oh.
Mine was a choice. So when my parents realized that this was not going to be like a phase, it's something I was going to stick with. It was like, all right, cool. We got a little musician. Didn't run in a family. I'm the only musician. And we got to high school, and we didn't have, a lot of money growing up, and we weren't poor, but we just didn't have we're living in a small town and in Michigan at this time because my dad retired from the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
So they said, hey, we'll buy you a guitar and amp, or we'll buy you a drum set. We could do one or the other. And my total rationale was, well, guitar players get more chicks, so that's what I want. And that's how I got my first real electric and real amp.
So let me ask you this. Did it work out in the end?
I'm not commenting.
No.
You can't argue with results. I mean, yes and no. My wife liked me playing guitar, so therefore that's,
Here says the ladies.
Yeah.
Okay, so you play guitar since you were 12, and now you make guitar picks. So where did that transition switch? When did you start making picks?
Yeah, man. I was I've even made a few guitars, and it was too tedious, right? Everything has to be exact and everything like that. And it takes too long. It takes like 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. And I was like, I didn't have the patience for it. And for the longest time, I was playing with like these little 1mm jazz picks. Like that was like my pick.
Okay.
It had to be 1mm. It had to be jazz. Just for whatever reason, I liked it stiff, and I liked it small.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening where I started making guitar picks was I started having wrist issues due to an underlying health issue, which, that's a whole different conversation. But I started having wrist issues and muscle tiredness and stuff like that. And the first thick pick that I actually got was a V pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, same. What was
it? I actually have a couple models. It's like the Dimension Juniors.
Yeah, that was the Mummy.
Oh yeah, the Mummies are cool. Yeah, so I actually I don't remember if I emailed or something. I got in touch with Vinny at V-Picks, and I'm like, hey man, here's the issue I'm running into. I heard that thicker picks are better for your wrist based on what you're telling me. What can you recommend? So I started small. Well, not small. 4mm for these Dimension Juniors. I started with those. I was like, all right, cool. These are comfy. I pushed it to 6 with like another pick, and I said, 6 is not bad, but I kind of like the 4 better, and I kind of stuck there. Then I realized there were more pick makers than just Vinny. Right? So nothing against Vinny. It's a tremendous product.
Yeah, man. Called him before I launched my company.
Nice.
So I called V-Picks, and I'd done my homework, and ideally I'd like to get him on the show at some point. Vinny, you're out there, you're watching, I'm going to call you again. But so I had some questions, and I called V-Picks, and this guy answered, Vinny, what? Like Vinny?
Yeah.
Like the owner created, he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I have some questions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I was expecting to talk to somebody else.
Right.
Not the very, very awesome guy. Love him to death.
Right.
All right, sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's. I mean, from there, I started. I bought more of his stuff, of course, and I got a whole bunch of V-Picks and was trying out different shapes and sizes and stuff. And somehow I stumbled across Brock Little with BHL picks, which dude is a Jedi Knight at making guitar picks. Okay.
Yes.
So I actually have the very first pick still that I got from them, which is actually this right here, this blue
Oh, nice.
UHM, whatever the ultra high molecular weight PE, whatever it is.
Too many letters. They need
Yeah, and so I don't know what it is, right? So it's just tough stuff. But anyhow, I bought some Brock picks, BHL picks, and for whatever reason, I said, let me try to make these. And so that's kind of what started it.
When was this?
Man, it was like 2.5 years ago.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So I started making them on my own. I was watching a lot of stuff that Brock does and trying to mimic a lot of stuff Brock does. And of course, I couldn't do it as good as Brock. So I was just trying. And then I started seeing other materials out there, and some of them like look really cool as compared to the plain but functional stuff. I was like, oh man, these look kind of cool. So I started buying more materials and started getting into something flashy and just started experimenting. And next thing you notice, Dragon Pix was born and just kind of blew up from there.
Yeah.
I don't know if blow up is the right word, but kind of, it got a good start, in other words.
So, okay, so you started making them about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And your name is Chris, but you go by Dragon Pix. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of silly story. One place I was working at, there was like more than one Chris.
Okay.
And so if you think back to the movie Step Brothers, there was a scene where the two brothers met, and one of them's like, you should call me Dragon or whatever, and then for whatever reason, it's silly, it's stuck, and people are calling me Dragon. So friends from this employer call me Dragon. They don't call me Chris, they call me Dragon, and that's it. It's just stuck, and I just ran with it.
Sounds like some urban legend. Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So cool. So you took your nickname that you have, the Dragon, and turned that into your brand.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I should throw in there, because we got that Northwest Florida connection. I almost called it Shalimar Picks, because I actually lived in Shalimar, which is right there just outside of Fort Walton.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I should have called it that. In retrospect, I should have called it that, but no,
Shalimar
Dragon it is.
Maybe you could do I don't know, maybe
Shalimar models, or I don't know.
Yeah. That's like seashells. There we go.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Cool. Okay, so what type of material do you use now?
So a lot of things I do a lot of resins, and Raffir is a company that makes a lot of resins, which, by the way, I get a lot of my materials from Atlas World Supplies.
Okay, we will.
Great people.
Don't worry about that.
We'll circle around about that. But I started. The first thing I got was chironite, which is pretty common. You see a lot of them. Nice, beautiful colors with cool lines in them. I'm trying to look to see if I got something. Like chironite. It's just like usually this cool, beautiful stuff. So I was using that, and I got into resins with Raffir products. So Raffir makes a lot of, I'm looking down to see if I got some. I know I got some. Raffir does a lot of these hard resins that are like vacuum packed, and I don't know the process, but they put a lot of stuff in it, and like that's actually like corn husk fiber, but it just looks cool. So that was my main thing for a while. Nothing against chironite, but the resins were cool, and they were like harder, a little bit denser. So
cheaper material.
Yeah. I mean,
not folks watching. Not that the material's crap cheap.
Right.
I mean, cheaper on us, the pick makers, because we have to buy the material. It's not.
You gotta buy it. Yeah.
Not cheap. We
it's
sell.
not cheap.
But we spend money to make this product affordable for you guys. So
right.
I ask, is it cheap? Is it cheaper on us? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I just felt like I needed to explain that, because is it cheap? They go, oh, it's garbage. I don't want garbage. Not
right. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So you launched Dragon Picks, right?
Right.
You're doing great at that. You're making some amazing picks. All those picks you just showed me, were those yours that you made?
They are actually. They are mine that I made.
Okay.
I
Sure, you know.
Yeah. So I make them, and every now and then it didn't hit me till about 3-4 months ago. I decided to keep one of everything that I offer
Yeah.
because because I remember I made some of some material and it was cool material and I just made a bunch and I sold it all, and then in retrospect I was like, man, I don't remember what that material was, the name of it, or whatever. I wish I kept it. So that's what I started doing, is I keep one of everything that I make. I don't play with them. I actually just keep them in a collection along with other pick makers. But the ones that I keep are actually my reject picks, the stuff that didn't work out, where I messed up, put them in a salsa bowl. Here they are.
I was making some Arrowhead guitar picks, which is my little signature thing, and I messed up on that one. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He came in. He goes, "Man, can I buy that?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't sell rejects. I'll keep it, but it's a business for us. I'm not gonna give you a bad product.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. So you have a pick collection. It sounds like.
I got a pretty decent and growing pick collection because there's a lot of cool pick makers out there, and now I got to the point where I was like, well, I kind of want to buy one of everything out there.
Yeah. So what I've found is that while we are pick makers, we're also pick maker fans. We're like, oh, what do you have? That's really cool. Can I see that? Thanks. Yeah. And it's a cool community. So like the pick making community has been open and welcoming and friendly, and it seems like there's nobody who has anything negative to say in our little niche,
Right. Yeah. You're right. Very supportive of each other, Yeah,
and it's fascinating. It's like, all right, we're doing this. We're trying to make $1. Let's be honest, like we're making good products and we want other people to enjoy them, but we enjoy that, I gave some picks away last month, I believe, in one of those giveaways I did, and like the guys loved them, and I'm like, it's what I mean? It's one thing to be like, I make stuff, whoa. But it's another thing to be like, you like that? Cool. It's a very welcoming community. So, okay, back to the picks though. What different types of picks do you make that make the guitar, like, enhance the tone of the guitar? Because that's part of it. Like we as guitarists just think, oh man, I have that 50-cent guitar pick from the Guitar Center. And you're like,
right,
that's okay, And I think, and if you're new, hey, that's okay, like start with what you got. I think the thicker picks are harder to play, but at the same time, once you get used to it, you prefer these boutique style handmade guitar picks. So tell me what makes yours stand out from everybody else.
So, the resins, the acrylics, the materials, you'll find a lot of similarities in that across all of the pick makers, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities there. The one thing that kind of, I guess, that makes me stand out compared to the others, and it's not anything against the others. Everybody does something a little different.
Yeah.
But for example, I focus basically on two types of tips are like my two main ones.
Okay.
I call it a laser cutter is my main tip, and diamond cutter is the other tip. A lot of people love the diamond cutters because it's actually like, I didn't think to have one up here. But a lot of people love the diamond cutter tips. If you guys just go to my Etsy shop, you'll see the diamond cutters.
That's a very fine point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that in my pick, so I tend to make that with my product. Yeah.
There's a lot of 45-degree angles in the diamond cutter, right? And I don't know why I just came up with the name diamond cutter. It sounded cool at the time. People liked it. I personally don't, just because the way I strum my pick, it's too much surface on it for me. But there's a lot of people that are like, no, man, this is the coolest tip ever. So I make it for those guys. The tip that I typically make is, let me get a fat version of it, is I'm very unorthodox when it comes to making my picks. It's all handcrafted, and I kind of like this where it's a little fatter in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's a very conal type of shape.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how to describe it, but kind of very conal-like.
Yeah.
So
Is that Purple Heart?
this is Purple Heart, yeah.
Dude, let me ask you this, because I made some Purple Heart picks, and I will never make Purple Heart picks again. And like somebody messaged me the other day on Instagram and said, hey man, like, what about those Purple Heart picks? And I'm like, dude, I'll give them to you. And I didn't say that, but like,
Right.
and not that the picks are bad, but making them was so difficult. I was like, done. Never make a Purple Heart pick. Was that seemed like that was thicker than mine. Like, was that tough to work with?
I mean, it's dense. It's a hardwood. I don't usually deal a lot with the hardwoods. There's a lot of wood guitar pick makers.
Yeah. Well,
You?
I started out making wooden picks because my father-in-law is a woodworker, and he was teaching me. And so I started doing that. But now I found more cost-effective material that I can make like these arrowheads. Dude, I made all these today. You know?
Right. Nice.
Yeah. So whereas like you have a wooden pick, it takes you 2 weeks to make. It takes forever to dry. You know, it's like, ugh. So I'm trying to move. Not that wooden picks are bad, but I'm just.
Right.
It takes a lot to make them, and
it takes a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that I found that kind of stinks is like, all right, all right, say you get like Bacote or olive wood or some very expensive exotic wood, you know, and you put all that time into it, and you're like, I know no one wants to spend this amount of money for a pick, with the amount of stuff that I've invested, my tools, my hard work, diligent hours without my wife and child, you know, like need to be so I feel like figuring out a way to make a more cost-effective pick is better for us, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It seems like you've already figured that system out, you know. Like like wooden picks are fine, but really time-consuming to make, you know. Yeah,
the resins cut a little quicker, a little smoother, less havoc on the saw blades, because I'm just a one-man show, and I don't use expensive tools at all. Yeah. I'm just financially not there yet. I mean, maybe dragon picks in 5 years. I have like some cool stuff. But
this guy's some tools. Yeah.
Maybe, but in the meantime, you'll be shocked at some of the stuff I use. I don't use anything extra fancy or expensive.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people ask me what I do.
Right.
How do you make that? I said 2 things: a hacksaw and a hand tool. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, like I'll knife the shape out, and then I'll just take the orbital sander, I'll put it between my knees, and I'll just kind of shape the, like this is unfinished, you know, we get it like that, and then sandpaper to the rest of it, you know, and it's like, I mean, like, I learned a long time. Somebody said, you know, like, work with what you got. And I was like, yeah, but I need a new rack, and I need 200 pedals, and I need the best guitar. I was like, work with what you got. And like I've learned through the art of pick making, calm. Yeah. You know, like you don't need a $6,000 laser anything. Not that, you know, like, because there's guys out there that do it, and I'm not knocking them. But like, you know, like you and me don't need that to make a good quality pick.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe in the future if I need to make thousands, right?
Yeah.
In the meantime, it's just, you know, one-man show, and I got my hands full just with everything else.
Yeah. So you do this all by hand, and I know this just because I've watched you do it live, but the wonderful viewers that are watching right now don't know this. I've learned through watching people make guitar picks online that they have musical preferences that they listen to while making picks. So what do you listen? What's your go-to?
Oh man, I got a couple go-tos. I mean, my music library, I mean, number one, I love hard rock and metal, right? It just, like, that's my jam. Nothing against country. I just don't listen to it. You know, there's a lot of country people. I just don't. It's just not me.
Yeah.
Hard rock and metal's my thing. I have to listen to something that's gets my attention, and usually that's going to be Seven Dust is my favorite band, so I'll listen to a lot of Seven Dust. I'll listen to sometimes I'll go back to the classics like Iron Maiden and stuff like that. If I'm not making these videos, these random videos, I'm usually like trying to sing the song as I'm making the stuff.
You should do that in a video.
Yeah, so sometimes like if the camera's not on me, I'm like just rocking out, just listening. I got my fingers near some like saw blades and stuff, but I'm still rocking out, and it's like I got to focus on what I'm doing. So Seven Dust, usually hard rock. Every now and then I'll do something, I don't know, like kind of like the melodic gent metal and stuff like that, like for Haken or Haken. I don't know how to pronounce Haken.
I don't know. I've not heard of them. Sorry.
No, check it out. It's really cool stuff. So I'll kind of venture off and try new things out there, because if I'm out there for a couple hours, I want to try to listen to new stuff. And recently I started listening to Nightwish.
Oh, yeah. So
random. Yeah.
I'm the only pick maker that listens to Nightwish, believe it or not, while making picks. Somebody else is they do. So we have to pause for a second and for a minute. You've mentioned Seven Dust twice, and I know that you and I both have some unique stories coming. So what about your Seven Dust story? Tell me this.
So besides being my favorite band, one of the members, I don't want to like geek out too hard, but I geeked out just like a girl. If Justin Bieber followed this little girl, that was me. I geeked out when I had one of the Seven Dust members following me. Yeah. So I saw that and I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding. I reached out, said, listen, big fan. I don't want to sound immature, but I absolutely love you guys, and you guys are amazing. And I actually got a mailing address and mailed some stuff.
Yeah. Ow, man. Yeah. When did you do that? Recently or like a while ago or what?
And it was roughly like 5-6 months ago. And I will get the occasional messenger and stuff like that. And usually I'll get some thank yous and, oh man, they're beautiful. I love them. And I sent a few more. And every now and then, if you guys like look at some of the likes and stuff, you'll see one. Just you'll see them.
Yeah, so Chris and I share a similar story. He one day sent me a picture. He's like, dude, look. And I was like, that's so cool. And so I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I, like, Jefferson Starship started, like, liking my stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, they're, like, a band from, like, the 80s. It's probably just, like, a fan page or something. So I didn't think much of it. Well, then, like, a week goes by. And, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, so what is this, a fan page or something? And I clicked onto it. It's their official page. I'm like,
yeah, sweet.
What? I didn't even know you know? And it's like, man, you never know who you're going to reach, you know?
Yeah. It's weird because I follow a lot of, in my opinion, cool people, right? And another celebrity, I mean, it's a female guitar player. I'll leave it at that. She's pretty awesome. So she started following me, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. Maybe I could work something out, send her some stuff.
Yeah.
And even somebody off the wall, like, I don't know if you watched Ultimate Tag, that TV show, Ultimate Tag.
I'm not seeing it.
Anyhow, one of those taggers who I think is like the best tagger out there, and I don't even like follow parkour or any of that stuff. Okay. But this dude was cool, and I started following him, and feelings mutual. He follows me back.
Nice. So you've mentioned several times that you have a couple people that tend to follow you. Have you made any endorsements or anything like that? Have you reached out and said, hey, you know, are you willing to allow Dragon Picks to be your pick maker? You know?
Not to those guys, but I actually have one guy that. It's weird how I bought this Ibanez guitar 5 years ago or something.
Okay.
And I was trying to like look up the model and stuff like that, just try to learn more about it. And I came across this video of this dude just absolutely shredding on it. And his name's Xander Demos.
Yeah.
And I started following him, and he actually has a lot of my picks, and he uses them, and he makes videos. So yeah, indirectly, he's endorsed. Would be because I give him what he needs. I even made a model just for him to suit his needs.
Nice.
And
So
yeah,
cool.
he'll shred, like he's plugged it at NAM. Like he's gone to NAM, he goes to NAM, he has connections, he's plugged it. So yeah, his signature pick is taken off.
Nice. Do you have his signature pick with you or no?
It's kind of top secret because I got some cool stuff on it that's actually going to be patent pending.
Fair enough, man. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, where can people find you?
Oh man, just if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that right there in the bio, the links in the bio. There's the Etsy shop. It seems like there's more people checking those out. My orders kind of went from 1 to 2 every 2-3 weeks to now I'm like trying to maintain 20 every day.
Nice, man.
So,
Doing it.
and I have a limited time in a week to do it. But yeah, just find me on Instagram. At Dragon Picks. On Facebook, it's actually at Dragon Space Picks. Those are the 2 main ways to follow me and connect with me.
Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, man, absolutely. This was a lot of fun, dude.
Cool.
I know you said it's new. I hope it takes off. I hope you interview a lot of cool pick makers. There's a lot out there, and this was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much. I do feel like we as pick makers have a unique thing that we do, each of us. I've got Arrowheads, you've got your thing, Plumstone has his, Iron Age, they're crazy. Oh,
Iron Age is insane. Yeah, he's got some cool stuff.
and it's like we all have our unique story. But more importantly, it's how we got into making picks. And I think what I want the viewers to take away most for this video series is my thing is be a hippie. I'm all about that,
Right.
I think each of us are unique. Each of us are original. Each of us are one of a kind. You have something nobody else has, man. I have something nobody else has. You, the viewer, you have something nobody else has.
Right.
Take that. Run with it. We all have gifts from the Creator, and I feel like he's blessed us with the ability to, whether it be mandolin or whether it be trumpet. I can't play trumpet in my life. I envy the guys who do, but I can make picks. And I think being able to take your unique talent and turning it into something amazing is what needs to be done. Like somebody reached out to me the other day, and I sold him some picks. And we were talking, and he was asking me so many questions, and I was like, I didn't want to be rude, but he was like, bro, you got to find your you and make you, and that's like part of the idea behind Be a Hippie. And then the Hippie Picks, the Be a Hippie is my brand, the Hippie Picks, the company. And it's finding out what makes you unique because, dude, when I was younger, I never, like 2 years ago, never would have imagined I would be right here today talking to you, making guitar picks. That was on the agenda. It was always, I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And
yeah, exactly.
When we stop getting in our head about this, getting in our head about that, and just living life and going, okay, like what can I do today? And seeing what opportunities you get handed and taking those opportunities. I know that in Chicago, there's a school called Second City, and it's a pretty well-known school. A lot of guys from Saturday Night Live came from there. And they teach you this concept called yes and, which means to accept and heighten. So whatever you're given in life, accept it. And then run with it, Like, let's say shot in the leg. That's horrible, but accept that you got shot in the leg. You know, you don't just, oh, and then life stop, you know, like do something about it, you know?
Right.
And for me, I've been through a lot of situations in my life, man, as all of us have. But I was in a position where I made one guitar pick, and I made that in 2018. And then this January, I made 20, just out of some scrap wood. And within a week, I made $100. And I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
this is, you know, and I did it, you know, for my buddy for a Christmas gift, you know?
Right.
And then I made some, and people were like, man, can I buy that from you? Like, how much? And I was like, yeah, sure. It's weird. You know, so you don't know where life is going to take you. We don't know what to
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
I thought you were like saying, well, like you were going to say something.
No. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I agree with you, man.
Yeah. Like you grew up, you know, a single child who had to make a choice between drums or guitar. You might not have ever made drumsticks had you stuck with drums, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's weird. It's like how life just takes us. And when we learn to accept, to just roll with that tide and go with it, you don't know what's going to happen. And then one day you're like, dude, yeah, I'm interviewing guys talking about guitar picks, you know, making a YouTube series. So by the way, just so you know, you can watch this on YouTube, IGTV, or listen to it on a podcast called Podbean, right? All you got to search at Hippie Picks, which it's this is episode 1, you know, of many to come.
One of many, yeah.
And I reached out to a bunch of people, you know, and I'd like to say real quick, thanks to Classic Barbershop here in Williamstown, Kentucky, for being the sponsor of this show, which I think is pretty cool. He's allowed me to come do these interviews, this one today, and then a bunch of upcoming interviews, as well as Landrum Investments for supplying all the technical gear behind the scenes, this mic stand, this cable, and then everything else on the other side of the recording device. But yeah, you know, I'm very pumped to see where this goes. I think it's cool to get guitar players connected to the guitar pick makers, you know? Yeah.
I mean, my thing, first of all, your background's way cooler than my background. So, yeah, my thing though is my thing is I just want to be a cool guy to everybody, right? That's my thing. And I kind of piggybacking off of what you said. I mean, there's been times with I have a life-threatening illness. I live with it. It's not going away ever. But my mentality is I don't sit around feeling sorry for myself, right? So I just go through it. You know, I'm like, you know what? The sun's going to rise tomorrow. It's going to be a kick-butt day. I got guitar picks to make, you know, because I don't get down and out about stuff. Even if I'm in the ER, whatever, I was like, all right, this is temporary. Let's focus on the end game. Yeah. So my thing is I just want to be a cool guy. I want to take the time to answer everyone's questions. I don't care who reaches out to me asking me questions. Most likely I'm going to answer them. And, yeah, I feel like I just want to keep giving, and I actually see the receiving end of me giving. Like I've seen other people make guitar picks, and they send me thank you letters and saying, you know, I helped them and stuff like that. And to me, that's rewarding.
Yeah. And I think you hit it spot on, you know, like when you were shooting a live video, I was just some guy who was like, hey, I got questions. And look, here we are, you know, like we are, yeah. You know, and that's it. It's like, this isn't an area where I'm not telling you what I'm doing. Don't look at what I'm doing. It's like, nah, man, I'll help you. You know, like, let me, you know, like I was talking to a guy today, well, somewhat last night, and then the conversation carried on till this morning when I woke up, and we were talking about Bloodwood guitar picks, right? Because some of my material is Bloodwood, yeah, buddy, and he was like, I've been this, that, and I said, man, like I think you got a hold of some crap Bloodwood, because mine is beast, you know, right, beast material, And it's just, you just share,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. Hey, well, listen, you have a great day. I will talk to you soon.
Got it, man.
In the meantime, if you want to follow more of what Chris is doing, Dragon Picks.
That's it. Dragon Picks. You got it. At Dragon Picks. That's it.
Yeah. All right, man. You have a great day, and I will talk to you
You got
soon.
it. I appreciate you, man. All right.
See
Guys,
ya.
take care. All right. See you guys.
Well, I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this first ever interview of many to come. I am Mark Christopher. I am the one who created these beautiful Arrowhead guitar picks through my company called Hippie Picks. You can check out more on Hippie Picks if you just Google Hippie Picks. That's it for today. Next week, we have a very special guest who's going to be talking a lot about boutique guitar picks and why they are important and what the difference is between these and your standard. I was making these before this video, so this is really all I have to show right now because that's what I was working on. But here's the thing. Follow Chris. Chris is a phenomenal guy. You want to learn more about what he's doing? You want to keep up with him. Go hit the like, subscribe button to Chris. Follow this channel. There will be many more videos. There will be one video that comes out each week. You guys have a great day. I love you. He loves you. And don't forget to be a hippie.